hopping on live. Just here saying hi. Waiting for some people to start jumping on. I see Jamie, Kendra, Annalyn. People are jumping on now, so that was a lot of fun, don't you think? We got a lot happening. Oh, I want to accept Bailey. She's still awake. She was on. Tried accepting you, Bailey. Give me a minute. You guys enjoyed that episode? It was
Hey!
Hey! Look at you, you're awake.
I am awake.
That was questionable. Earlier tonight, we were in a chat group, and she was like, "I don't know, people, I'm falling asleep." It was a fun episode, wasn't it?
It was really good. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. No, we're waiting for a bunch of people to join us. Oh, I got some requests. Let me see who I got here. Oh, Gabby, I thought you were watching, girlfriend. I'm accepting her in. I think the football it's a TV screen problem.
Kennel.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm feeding dogs.
And there she is.
Hi, Gabby.
Hi.
Hang on. It looks like Sarah's trying to get in.
Come here.
We'll see if I tried accepting her. I thought you were watching football, girlfriend.
When the Bills blew it, no, I didn't need to watch, so no. And then I got caught up because DVR, man. Fast forward.
Gotta love the DVR and just skip the commercials. Sarah!
I can see Sarah. Here's what's funny. Julie and Bailey, you are black. You are a black screen, but that is okay.
Well, we have this trouble with the Instagram. I never know if I can, one, accept you.
I can see myself.
If there'll be a black screen. I love talking to the black screen. It's one of my favorite things.
Always.
Always.
Whole house.
Sarah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Hi.
Hi. Sarah was just traveling, so just like, are you?
Fresh off an airplane. I wasn't sure it was going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to wake up my whole house, so I got my headphones on tonight. I feel like, who wears headphones? Nicole? I feel like Nicole.
What?
I feel like Nicole.
Do you? Yeah, with the headphones?
Yeah.
But you look good. Okay, let's just start with the overall feeling for the episode.
I'm gonna say it. This is my favorite one so far of the season. I love the energy. It feels young. It feels fresh. A lot happened. We got a lot of stories, but it didn't feel rushed. The pacing was perfection. I loved. We had all these little family moments. We had a dance with Nathan and Elizabeth. My favorite part, though, is the fight for Allie when Nathan's staring at Elizabeth fighting for Allie. That's my favorite part. The entire episode. I love it. Yeah, I'm all in. I thought this was great. The combination between Elise's point of view, I mean, like the mirror shots, the beautiful ceiling in the school, and then Allie's kind of like young and fun and witty writing. Perfection.
Yeah.
The episode made me smile the whole time. I found myself really smiling through like the majority of it until the very end, of course, where we had like a season 6 callback. But otherwise, I agree with you, Sarah. It was, for me, the pacing was spot on. There was a lot going on, but I loved every bit of it. I also felt it was a very relatable episode, from Angela struggling with where does she fit to having a teen daughter. Nathan dancing with Elizabeth and saying, you don't realize the last scavenger hunt is the last scavenger hunt. Oh, that hit me in the field. I relate to Nathan big time in this episode. Well, and I mean, you have teenagers, Julie. I mean,
Julie, you've got adult children. Sarah, you've got teenage children. Me, I'm just starting out. But even, like, I never realized when Audrey is going to stop saying the childlike word because she's using the actual word. So that, like, hit me. I was like, oh, my gosh. But this episode was a delight. It was just pure delight.
Yeah.
But also, like, you touched on those really beautiful moments too with Angela, and then even with like Allie and Elizabeth. Like it wasn't just all light and fun and everybody's dancing, but we had like this beautiful mix.
Well, and we remember we went to Kansas City, and Viv talked a lot about how his scenes with Angela were going to mirror what he was going through in real life, and you really started to see that in these episodes. I thought it was just beautiful.
Right. Bailey, what did you think about the episode? What kind of feeling did you get from it?
It was a lot of ups and downs, like a lot of positives, and then you had the sad moments where you're like, at the end, my heart broke for Oliver. I was like, oh my God, no! Like that's
right.
But the Lucas and Edie, like, that was really good too.
Right. I think those are so true. I do have Chloe requesting on a little later, just because she's 18 and I wanted to hear her teen perspective of the writing. So I specifically reached out to her and I said, we're going to get going and then we'll rotate some people through. But because this is so teen heavy, all of us struggled with the way that kids were written in the past, and that's gotten significantly better to the point that I'm just like, this was probably the best teen young adult written episode ever in the history of the show.
100%.
Yep.
Definitely.
100%.
So
100%. Hands down.
And I love.
So to the point that the heartbreak was right though.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Nathan and Elizabeth heartbreak. It was more of a teen heartbreak,
it was like that
right?
The teen heartbreak.
Right.
Totally.
Right.
Well, and even like, I working with teens quite a bit, and all of us being around teens in some capacity, even the whole kind of bonding together when you hear an adult is trying to get rid of something that you don't want, you'll gang together, you'll do that.
That was so cute. I love that scene.
But I did too. And then even with Timmy and Emily, with where's your girlfriend? And well, why don't we dance as friends? I mean, it was delightful. It was really cute. And even the whole, they didn't want the 13-year-olds. I know, like the high schoolers that I'm around, they do not want the 13-year-olds around at all.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Who wants the young teens with the older teens? It just doesn't mix. And it's such a big age gap between 17 and 13. And maturity wise and everything. It's so different.
Absolutely.
It is very
even Molly was relatable with her whole why she was struggling with the dance so much, and like wanting people also to get hurt because she had been hurt. We've all been there too. I have to agree. I think I'm with you, Sarah. I think this was my favorite episode of the season so far.
Right.
It just felt alive. It felt like the town was alive, and the teens are integrated, and that's why it works so well with all the different little storylines, because it felt like you were in town and a part of this community, because you're watching all these little things. It didn't feel like when they focused on Molly that it was taking away from the rest of the stories, or when they focused on Angela and Joseph that it was taking away. It didn't feel like that. It just felt, I think alive is my word. It felt really alive.
I think
everybody was kind of there. Yeah.
Tonight's the first time that I think I said, like, I actually felt like I was a part of Hope Valley. And I've always like really enjoyed being a part of the community, but tonight, like, I actually felt like I was a part of Hope Valley.
Right.
Underwear on, Audrey.
You felt like you were there.
Yes.
You did.
Yeah, I would say that a lot.
You have to go get underwear on.
Okay. So I have more people requesting. I have Catherine and Brennan are together. I have Casey. I'm going to rotate out, and we're going to keep rotating.
Yep. You can rotate me out. Go ahead.
You can put me out.
Next in the upper corner.
All right, bye.
I'm going to stay in until I can't, and then somebody needs to take my spot.
And then if you guys want to come back, request, okay? Hi, Audrey.
Yeah,
okay.
Audrey.
Okay. I have...
with what you were saying, though, I felt we were with Hope Valley, and all the storylines worked symbiotically together. They intertwined well, and you didn't feel like which has been a complaint in some of our other episodes.
There's Casey. Okay. And then I have Catherine and Brennan, too, sitting in the back. Casey, Casey is here for one reason.
We read it done, y'all. We read it done. I mean, like, who didn't see that coming? But
okay, that's my cue. I have to pop out. If I can pop in, I will.
Okay,
but
pop back in. I'm
take over for me.
Catherine back in. I'm accepting Catherine.
I don't know how to get out though.
Upper right corner. X.
No,
you tell this to everyone. Oh, that's sad.
I'll try it.
Oh,
okay.
There's Catherine Brennan. Okay, Casey. Hi. We're gonna let Casey go because I knew this was gonna be coming. What's the issue, Casey?
Let's go. We are riding at dawn, y'all. We are riding at dawn. I knew it was coming. I even recorded myself live reacting. I made myself a GIF just so that we all can see how I feel about being triggered by triangles again.
I know.
We have post triangle trauma. All of us have PTT, post triangle trauma.
Well,
oh my God! Also, our little Monty. Come on, not our little Monty.
I know. Oh,
and he had a present.
He's so sweet. Yeah, that was even that. You know, Nathan brought a present that night too.
Oh,
yeah. Think about all the. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We had to rewatch ASAP because we screamed the entire time.
My throat is sore. So much screaming.
we should have recorded ourselves because we're like, that's great. That's even better. And my poor mom down the hallway going, huh?
Right? Whatever, right? Well,
this is why it sticks out so clearly in my mind, because this episode, I was very like, okay, we're gonna play it cool with Nathan and Lucas, blah blah blah. And it was when Nathan was holding little Jack and he was making the faces, and I was like, done, sold, Team Nathan forever.
Yep. That was me too, Casey. That was me too.
That was me. That's why it's so triggering for me, because then Lucas got the dance and Nathan got the glance. And this is kind of a weird juxtaposition of things, but also, I will say, it is kind of nice that Elizabeth had to witness it all.
No, that's what we said.
Yeah, that's what Catherine said.
Yeah. I think that point of view was such a great turn of events, because it's like we didn't get Nathan going, oh, dang, here we go again. We got Elizabeth going, oh,
well, my
like,
first thing is she will lead Allie to Oliver because she's gone for the bad boys.
Yeah.
Not to say Lucas is, but just in life in general.
Yep.
And so no, that's perfect. I'm so glad how they did it.
Me too.
Oh, yeah. It was so good, and it was different enough, but like that you see him taking out the present, and I'm like, oh no.
I know the present got me. That wasn't fair.
That was not fair.
Tiny little present. I'm like dying over the tiny little present. Dying.
Oh, Donna, how do we know we do? Because Wyatt's always been a bad boy, so we're sticking with it.
We're sticking with it until he proves us wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that.
I'm not saying like I don't think he's the train robber by any means.
Yeah.
But,
No.
No. So.
He's not the one for Allie. Here's the deal. We now know you dance with the wrong guy. Like, we know that's the storyline, right?
Yep. Gotta have the wrong dance first.
Oh,
And I have to say, very proud of Nathan. He handled that pretty dang good.
He did.
He was just like, "Oh, she's happy because of you."
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, he was too busy staring at Elizabeth to notice what was going on.
I know.
Just like,
He's like, I thought we'd chaperone from outside, like Molly and Jed.
Yes.
Right.
Here's your drink, wifey.
Right.
Man, that was
so. No, it was. I think it was done like we all know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Like this is not new. We all know what's going on. I think the icing on the cake, what had to be the tiny present. What could possibly be in that tiny present? Because it's not a ring, right?
I know
it's not a ring.
It was like this oblong box,
and it's tiny. And it fits right in his shirt pocket.
I would say, well, no, I don't know if he would do that already, but I was thinking like a little locket kind of a thing, but not the actual necklace part. I was just thinking, a charm. Yeah, I was thinking along those lines. Yeah.
Yes.
Because she has a charm bracelet. Yeah. Oh, that would be so.
So yeah,
you're gonna break Casey with that. Oh, that would be
so good. That would be so sweet. My goodness.
Yeah, a charm for her charm bracelet would be beyond sweet.
Thank you. I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah, so good.
And does he get paid any money for being the little Mountie? I don't know.
He probably used everything he had to get that for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wolf charm. That would be great.
Wolf charm.
Yep. That's what we vote for too.
Yeah. And because we know he's the one that listens to her and remembers what she has said.
Like Nathan remembers everything Elizabeth says.
Yes.
And I mean, seriously, I have to gush over Oliver and Allie, because how cute was Oliver actually, like, making sure she was okay and starting that dance. And
so good.
I know.
No more sad puppy Mounties, but it makes for such good drama, honestly. Like, they can't just get together because that's Elizabeth and Lucas, and they never like shared anything, and they never had any moments. And so he has an allowance.
That could be it.
Well, I will also say too, the difference here though is like it really isn't a triangle in the sense of Allie's like, ooh, I like two guys. It's more so like one likes one likes the other.
Yeah,
true.
And, like Allie's completely oblivious to all of that at this point. Like,
she's completely oblivious.
Let's be honest. She friend zoned him when she told him to put up streamers. Come early and put up the streamers with us.
Right.
You're friend zoned, dude.
Absolutely. You're a decorating committee.
Yeah.
Right. But you know what? So then they can be the friends to likers. Friends to likes. They'll be that friends to likes trope as like they're not enemies at all right now, right? They're just like,
they're gonna be the friends to likers.
Yes.
Exactly.
My new trope. I made that up now. I'm like, because the lovers feels wrong.
Yeah. So friends to likers. Yeah. Okay.
Even Becky says so typical in high school, and that is so true. I mean, like this is true to life. I mean, not experienced. Had friends who've experienced where you're like the outsider, and you see that guy likes your friend, but your friend likes another guy.
Yeah.
And this weird dance. So I mean, like this is forgivable. This is a forgivable triangle. Because it's not like a closed triangle, it's more like severed. But
okay, I'm gonna go friends or wait, what did we say? Friends to first love. That's what I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, friends to first love.
First love.
And
I think it will be friends to. I think there's gonna be this like we know from one of the episode descriptions ahead that they work together really well, and it's going to be that friends to like depend on each other, that they can really depend on each other, to first love, right? Like they find that way together, right? They become more confident too, like both growing in confidence and their independence. at the same time. So with Nathan and Elizabeth walking along until Nathan is like, no.
Yeah.
Right? Until he has to bust out the dad moves. But honestly, I was kind of watching for Chloe.
Let's talk about Elizabeth and Allie with the hair.
Oh my God.
The mirror work scene for that too, for as a director shooting that.
So good.
Can I just I'm just gonna stop for a moment and say Elise Late Rogers is the director for last episode, meaning the date and all that cinematography, that close-up work and that beautiful scenic work. And she is the director for this one, those low ground shots, those dusty, chalky shots, those shots in the street. Anyways, that podcast will drop tomorrow, so look for that. We have already talked to Elise Slate Rogers. That podcast is dropping tomorrow, whenever Sarah gets it up.
The cinematography was so good. I mean, like the dancing and with May. I love how they used May in this episode to teach Pascal, Rosie, and Elizabeth the dance, and then you see like the spinning of the camera, you see the slow-mo, you see their feet, and it's just so fun and just so 20s.
Like so 20s.
Feel like in the 20s, you know?
Yeah.
I think the freshness to the season, part of it is they have embraced the 20s, and that has like given renewal to the whole series, right? It's like almost renewed. It's in a different time period now, and they're embracing it, and I'm kind of loving it. But those shots in the school, I don't know if you noticed, we don't normally get to see high up in the school, and Elise Slate Rogers goes over how she made them take stuff down out of the ceiling so she could get her high shots. Wow. Like, I just love those shots in the school.
Yeah. And sorry, we were fanning over Chris tonight. Oh
my gosh. Okay, this is the first time we have ever said Lucas is hot. You guys, he was hot this episode when he was running after that calf with his hair and the rope, and he was unbuttoned. Oh!
They're giving Chris the material he needs, and we're here for it.
I feel like I'm cheating on Kevin.
Okay, so
that's true.
We do. Out, and my girls are watching Wayne Calls the Heart from the other room because I was trying to finish up my paper that I did submit, by the way, so I'm good. But my husband was like, I just need to let you know that Lucas is with a much better woman.
You know, but that's because they're a great pair.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Right. It is. They were, I mean, come on. Oh,
yes.
She was eyeing him.
She was eyeing him, and he was eyeing her, too.
Yeah.
We should start taking when do the glasses come off? We should start start throwing your quarters into the bucket that says.
I'm like, how many Lucas and Edie scenes can I get away with on my Gone McGarry account? But you know what? It's
your account. You can put up whatever you want.
It's all homework after dark.
Absolutely.
So we're good.
So it works. It all flows together.
Here's the other thing.
Absolutely.
There's not really any good content out there, so nobody makes him good content. So
we're on it. We're on it.
Got it.
No worries. Kevin is A-OK sharing the spotlight.
I think he is. I think he is. Oh yeah.
Okay. Can we go back to the Elizabeth? And I really wanted, where is my girlfriend? Chloe was coming on, but maybe something came up. To Elizabeth and Allie hair scene. Can we talk about, so we often don't get to see the presents in When Calls the Heart, like Oliver's present, Nathan's baptismal present. Like, we often don't get to see the present. But we got to see the present she brought Allie for her birthday. Wait, that was a beautiful gift, right?
Oh, yes.
I'm giving Brendan the phone for a few minutes.
Okay.
How long? Oh, go ahead, Julie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, keep going. Go.
Oh, I was just going to say, how long have we wished and dreamed for a scene like this between Elizabeth and Allie where they could just have girl talk, a bonding moment? It was so beautiful.
It was right. So, I mean, like, it was so mother-daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, Past seasons, it was very that boundary was there. I think with Elizabeth, where it was very Shirley, and there's just something that's different. I don't know if it's the looks. I don't know if it's just like it's got to be the looks, between the two of them and the tone and everything. Like things are shifting between them, and so it was so very much like Liesel and Maria.
Right.
It's so good. And it's Elizabeth coming into their space, right? Like she's coming into their home. It was very I mean, I want to say intimate, but like in a mother-daughter respectful way as she's doing her hair. And Allie even tells her, it's so nice to be able to talk to you about this.
Right. Lillian points out it is a very feminine gift. This is not a gift Nathan's going to bring her for her birthday, right? But Elizabeth will, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was, I thought that was a very, very good point. Comfortable. Excuse me while I try not to have my lips split wide open because it's 0% humidity in Minnesota right now.
You said it, girl.
But like it's just such a it's feminine and it's a mother-daughter bonding moment. And in Kansas City they talked about how Aaron and Kevin both talked about how there would be this blending and those moments for Elizabeth and Allie and Nathan and little Jack, and it's just I just don't think I thought they were going to be this good. Like
right.
Are we still that burnt from those 2 seasons?
I think we are, but
I'm like, it was written so well and acted out so well and didn't seem cheesy. No. I guess I think that's what I'm celebrating about it. It
was not cheesy.
Right, and even this, beautiful Elizabeth and Allie scene, it was age appropriate. It was very appropriate. Just Allie, where she's at right now. It wasn't like Elizabeth was talking to her like a little kid.
I think Chloe is here now. Hopefully she'll come in. We're waiting to see if it will load up. Fingers crossed. But the age appropriateness of it is just wonderful. Oh, come on. Okay. Is she here?
She's here.
Can you guys see her? Okay, I can't see her at all. Chloe, great to have you. I just have the 3 of them.
I can see you, Chloe.
I can see you.
Oh, we are struggling. Chloe, okay, we're talking about Allie and Elizabeth, and Brennan just said how wonderfully age appropriate that feels. I asked Chloe to join us specifically because Chloe is an older teen, and she has been watching this since she was a small child and wanting Elizabeth and Nathan together. So what did you think about that, the Elizabeth and Allie scene? Did you think that felt really, how did you think that felt?
She felt, from what I was getting, they're getting to that point to where they're more comfortable with each other. They're really getting their relationship better, I think. I like that she could confide in her in a little bit. I think that's the right word. She was doing really good with that. I mean, I understand the struggle of like trying to reach out to other women, like when you're trying to learn certain things, or you're reaching out and you're like, oh wait, I like this boy, but what would your advice be on this and whatnot? But Elizabeth stepped right into that motherly figure, and I like what she said, just us girls just get some different things sometimes and stuff. So I think that was definitely a really good perspective, especially since I talked to my as well. But I mean, that's every girl's dream, to have a good mother-daughter relationship with someone, I think, though. What we're seeing.
Yeah. I think that was a great point of view. Like, just like that's her dream, and we've all watched Allie had that dream.
Yeah. She's had that dream for a while, and it's great that we're finally seeing it come to life. Because I remember when she was worried or tried to talk to her, or something would happen, and then or something would happen between her and Elizabeth and Nathan, and then she would feel the need to pull back a little bit. But I think she's definitely going more towards Elizabeth and kind of life right now for her.
Yeah.
I'm having vertigo. Do you want to
do it? I think that
we're gonna go because I'm having some vertigo issues, so that's I had a coughing fit.
Well,
So
come back if you're feeling better.
okay, I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, bye.
Bye. I'm hoping that when she goes, I got up my phone so I can see Chloe on my phone down here. She looks great. By the way, I think it's so good. Chloe, what did you think about the way they played Oliver's like heartbreak at the end there?
Yes, do tell.
I was sitting at my seat. I was like, it's like season 6 again, guys. It's all season 6. It was a good parallel, though. I really liked seeing that. I think Elizabeth felt a little hurt seeing that right there because she understands what's happening. But earlier y'all said like Allie's completely oblivious to it. Like she doesn't realize it or anything. So she's just like, oh, 2 guys, they both like me, you know. It's like flirty, you know, like she sees 2 guys who have an interest in her, and Elizabeth hopefully will help her through that, I think. But I think Elizabeth will definitely help her and guide her towards the right guy. I mean, my little heart felt it for her. I was like, oh, that's awful. I felt bad for Oliver in that moment because he was so excited. He even worked up the courage to go over there and then just kind of crashed right in front of his eyes.
I felt like it felt very age appropriate too. Like
yes, I agree.
It didn't feel like Nathan and Elizabeth's. Like it gave you the parallel, but without quite that extreme of a scene, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we talk about one of my favorite scenes, which is a small scene, but it was the lead up to walking into the meeting, right? And how it was shot. Oh my gosh, the way they shot the kids, like, Joanna Newmark coming out as Molly, and she's just like, we gotta stop this, and the continuous shooting and the continuous flow. Oh my gosh, those kids knocked that out of the park.
They did. They stepped up to the plate and they gave us a great show there.
Oh yeah.
They did phenomenal with that. That was so good.
Yes. I just love how they use the teenagers in this episode. I think it's probably gonna be one of my top favorite episodes.
Mine too.
As a whole, you know, because they just use every single character so purposefully. Nobody felt out of place. Everybody like understood the assignment. It was beautifully shot. I mean, I loved seeing the teenagers. I mean, we loved them as kids and we saw a lot more of them when they were much younger, and then it kind of fizzled, and now we're getting them back and it's like, oh, we're getting a little bit more of their personalities, and it's so fun. It's so fun.
I love it.
Right? It was so good. I particularly, so who said earlier it felt like Bailey? Bailey said it felt like we were in the episode, like our part of Hope Valley. And that scene really too, it felt like we were like going with the girls. Like, here we go. We're going to fight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I was like, oh, we're on a mission with Opal. Let's go.
Yeah. That was definitely a step up for her character as well, because we've seen her in a few scenes, but more the scenes she's normally in, they're more group scenes. So that was definitely a bigger spotlight for her, I think, tonight, definitely.
Oh yeah, for Ava Grace Cooper.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for Ava and Grayson also, Grayson Shane and Ava Grace.
Yeah.
Ava Cooper. They and Christian Cooper, like all those kids that have been there for, I mean, Grayson's been there since literally episode 1, season 1, right? Like all 12 seasons she's been there. And these kids are incredibly talented. I love the writing that is celebrating them. Mm-hmm. And you know, I think Sarah said something about like each story had its own place to sit. We said this a lot about episode 1. So they got great screen time, but yet we still got the other things that we wanted, right? With the exception, there was no Nathan and Elizabeth kiss, right?
No.
Oh, that's right.
But we got
a dip.
We got a dip. We got a dip. Thank. Yeah, let's just clean out the schoolhouse every episode and let Nathan and Elizabeth have that.
And the colors of that shot, the mood, like chef's kiss, the mood, the color.
Okay. Lisa Rogers just fights for her visuals. She just, man, the woman is,
that is a study in color theory right there. I mean, I just have to say.
Yeah.
It's
they don't need furniture. They do not need benches for the school or the church, do they?
No.
Because I just want them to be able to go in there and dance.
So perfectly. Camera angles and everything. The editing, lighting, perfect. Like perfect shot, right?
I mean, I'm just waiting. You know what? I just need everybody to tag me in all of their edits for that.
Just so they come into your feed so you can just see them.
Yeah. Rhythm, guys.
Also, so Kevin and Aaron both have extensive musical theater backgrounds. Just let the two of them dance. Like, oh my gosh, right?
Yeah. It is so good.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that again.
Yeah.
Well, we know we're going to get them dancing the Charleston.
That's true. That's true. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like totally jumping ahead. But can we just talk about that preview?
I mean, the 007 one?
Oh. I mean, I have not seen the extended. I literally kind of glanced through the preview and I was just like so shooketh from everything happening. A little, overwhelmed. Yeah, so, I mean, hello. Okay.
God, nice outfit on. Ooh, good.
That tuxedo?
It was Jay Gatsby from The Great Gatsby. That's all I was thinking.
Yes.
That's all I'm thinking.
So 1920s.
Yes.
So 1920s.
Yes.
So good. Hair, everything perfect.
And just like the swagger in that like 0.07.
You know.
The swagger at the bar. I was like,
so good in that role.
We are in 1921, guys.
We are.
Right? Also, we know, throw Kevin in a tux. He's got it. He's got this, right? But, it's fun to see Nathan doing that, right?
Yeah. What's the name they're going to pick for him? 007.
Grant. Nathan Grant. He's going to need a fake name, right?
Yeah.
So he's going undercover. Also, just that it's Rosemary involved. Come on.
Oh, absolutely.
The shoes.
Every perfect.
It's so good. I am so excited. I'm so excited. And what's funny too, like obviously, we're all team Nathan and Elizabeth and everything, but there are just so many elements this season that it's not that I'm forgetting about them or pushing them to the side. I'm excited for multiple reasons,
Right.
And it's been a while since I've been excited for multiple reasons to watch another episode. I feel really reconnected to the show again, which is kind of nice.
Right? Like, there was a point in time where it just was like so not that connected to everything. And now you like feel like you're part of Hope Valley again.
Yeah. I mean, and even going past that, I mean, there were several seasons where I was like just watching for the Jack and Elizabeth or just watching for the triangle just to see what's happening and forgetting about all the storylines. Like, I can't tell you what happened with the railroad. No. I literally have no recollection of anything that happened. But last season too, I mean, there's just enough going on that is enticing you as a whole for like the whole story and not just segments. Right. So I think that's also nice with the writing in this in these last couple seasons.
Yeah.
Right. And Hardy TN said, and Fiona's there. So I mean, like, it's the worst kept secret ever that Kayla is going to be on.
Right. They're like, ooh, a surprise person's coming back. And then you see promo shots of the back of somebody's head. And we're like,
it's Kayla.
Whose head that is?
Fiona's suit. It's Kayla. Everyone knows it's Kayla. Fiona coming back, I'm excited for that. I don't know how much she'll be there because because when they didn't use Fiona for all those seasons hardly at all, and now
she's back.
Taylor Sheridan picked her up and she's just killing it.
Yeah.
I saw an article before it aired about like who is the biggest, like who's killing it the most on Landman, and it was all about Kayla Wallace. So I mean, she's just knocking it out of the park over there, and that is a whole different level, right? So I'm ecstatic to get her there, and it's good for the show because that might bring in some viewers too. So follow her back from the Taylor Sheridan land. So I'm excited to have her there. I don't know how much she'll be on, though, honestly, right? Yeah. Along with Earl Wyatt, I don't know how long he's going to be there either. I don't know where to roll the dice on that one.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out how is everything connecting? Like we're bringing back a Wyatt who's connected to the train, who's possibly connected to a robbery, who might be connected to a gold coin, which circles back to the hazelnut.
And it goes all the way back to the gang in season 1 that Julie Thatcher was making out with.
I am
before Nathan and Elizabeth, that was the hottest scene on When Calls the Heart. When Julie shaves the Tolliver gang. What was his name? Johnny Reardon?
Yes.
Yeah. That was probably the hottest thing on When Calls the Heart prior to They Won't.
Tolliver, yes. Nate Tolliver.
Right? Yeah, Nate Tolliver, the Tolliver gang. Somehow it's all going to be connected, right?
Yeah.
So this is going to be a longitudinal story like solving Who Shot Lucas. Come on, we all knew. I mean, when episode 4 is the Black Widow, it's like they literally told us it's her. Right. Well, she's the Black Widow. I'm like, okay, if you didn't know it was her, I'm sorry you missed that. Yeah. It was Janet. But the gold coins, we just don't even know how it all goes together.
Yeah. It's like we have all these pieces, but they haven't quite connected yet. And so I really, and again, I will say I was also semi-distracted tonight watching. So I missed several things, but I'm curious as to how it's all going to come together. And I am super excited for that portion of next week's episode.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's been a long time since I've been like super excited looking forward to episodes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It feels a lot more alive this season.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fresh. I think that's a good word for it. It's fresh. It's new. Especially since it's a new time period. Yeah. It's a refreshing season.
Really want to know what's going to happen in the next things. Wonder, it's like, why did Jed? Wait, who said that? I'm leaning forward now. Sandwick. I wonder why Jed had the gold coin. So why does Jed randomly have the double-headed, very rare, previously stolen off a train in 1907 gold coin?
Yeah.
And they're telling Molly that he had it. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Right?
Also, why would you spend it?
Right?
That
was confusing to me. Why, if he knew he had it, why would he spend it?
Right?
Unless he's kind of trouble, maybe.
Well, the other thing is Jed is known in the series for having, some of these troubles with his crops, and like he's not well off. It's been made.
No, he's Laura's dad.
So he's not he's not going to spend something that if he doesn't have to spend it. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of the
right.
Did he know what he was doing? Was he trying to get rid of something, or was it an ignorant thing where he just spent the money? But also, he spent it on
Yeah. Oh, somebody said, wait, I gotta find this. Somebody bought beets with the gold coin. No, somebody's here. Here we go. Cooper, I don't know how to say that. Is it Saray Cooper? Says, was it buried on his land? Like, these coins have been missing for a long time. And did somebody, I mean, that's a good question. Like, he found it, so he was just like, now I have some cash.
And Tanya unlocks the memory for all of us. It was Jed that had such an issue with the railroad when Ray Wyatt was there.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
I don't know.
He was like, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things to tie together there. And then let's also be honest, let's go back to episode 1, which goes back to so many episodes. The whole deal with the Superintendent Hargraves there. Like, there's always, and then the whole landslide and Jack dead and who's the hero stuff. Like, I feel like all this stuff is probably going to come together in episode 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. For
like, right? It's just going to go, and I don't know. Right now I can't see it how it's all going together. But apparently we're going to go on an adventure next week in a tuxedo.
Let's go. Let's go.
Bring it on.
We have the summaries. Anything past, what is it, 7 or 8?
We have up to 8. We have the summaries up.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can pull those up. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'm pulling them up. So 6 is Allie and Oliver discover a threat. Rosemary invites the kids to debate Lucas on the radio. Bill interrogates a suspect with an old friend. That's going to be Melissa Gilbert.
Yep.
And Elizabeth fights a cold, which like, that's clearly the fever dream is going to come in, but I'm still, the critical care person in me is like, what? But okay, we'll go with that. Episode 7 is Elizabeth and Nathan's date night leads to an undercover operation. That has to be the different tuxedo, because apparently Nathan's got more than one tuxedo here. Elizabeth's in the gold dress. Leads to an undercover operation at a glamorous party. Lucas and Edie grow closer over cards, which feels very Lucasy. And Rosemary holds auditions for a play because apparently she's putting on a play at a playhouse she doesn't have. So maybe we find out something. And then 8 is Rosemary's play gets a new venue and a new cast, which is weird. Elizabeth takes her curriculum to the airwaves. That's boring. Faith helps a friend make a decision, and Lucas faces unexpected opposition. Lucas is always facing unexpected opposition. That's like part of his storyline, so that feels good. So we have some things coming.
Okay. The way that they write these summaries is just so funny.
But it does leave all the things up in the air until, like, remember our discussion. We're gonna get this on episode 11. That only because that brings us through 8, only reinforces my thoughts that it's all coming together at episode 11, right?
Yeah.
Usually that's how the seasons work out with, like, these storylines we normally figure out right before the finale normally.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah, because it's the 11th, the penultimate episode. That's when you're gonna jump off a balcony into the hay. That's where there's gonna be a throwdown showdown and guns out blazing in the saloon, and that's where we're gonna say "I love you" and get a first kiss. Right? That was last season's episode 11.
I love you. Let's get married. Okay, end scene.
Yeah, buddy.
That's what
I've been waiting a little long.
You lived through your cold. First of all, I'm so glad you lived through your cold. Let's get married.
I have so many questions about that cold because I'm like, Is it one of those things where it just kind of starts and it's a background character for the next several episodes? Or are we going to be crying over a cold? I
hope so. I hope we have bedside sitting. I am a bedside sitting fan, and it is Melissa Gilbert's fault.
Yeah, well, but as you know, like a lot of times, especially like as a mom, you have a cold and you just don't take care of yourself until it's like 2 weeks later, and then you've got pneumia, or you got prep, or
right. This could turn into pneumonia.
Yeah,
it could turn into.
That's what I'm wondering is is it going to be things where it's just the background character, like, oh, we think it's so bad.
In the episode description, and we did get fever dream from Kevin and Aaron twice, and they did like put their little heads together on stage to decide what they were going to say as their clues, with Pascal being like, you too, like, you know, so it's a thing, right, Chloe? Like, they were like whispering, and Pascal was like,
Pascal's trying to drag him away,
right? So it's a real thing. I would just say from that interaction happened at least twice. And Pascal was like, you can't, you know.
Yeah, but does fever dream come later? That's my curiosity.
I mean, episode 11 maybe.
11. See, that's what I'm thinking is it's going to be the cold is the background character, and then it becomes Scarlet Fever, and then we have a fever dream in whatever episode.
Yeah. Let's see. SCR, as Brewster said, Aaron did say life and death. So they go through something life and death, right? And then she also did say Nathan's very strong. So, like, physically strong. So,
all right.
Maybe some wood chopping for strong.
Get the fire going. Chop some wood.
Yeah.
Boil some water.
I mean, they already did they said Oliver chopped wood.
And they just said it. They didn't show it. That's unsatisfying. Nobody wants that. Nobody. Nobody wants that. Elizabeth gets a cold, and Nathan and Allie sleep over and take care of her and little Jack. Yes, I could totally see that happening. Or he just sits by her bed and doesn't actually get any sleep. That certainly could happen. For sure. Like, those are the things that are coming up. Yeah. You know what I want to return to? I want to return to the dance party. Because first of all, we didn't talk about the decorating. How amazing was the freaking decorating for the dance party?
So good. Can Oliver decorate my party?
Yes, exactly. To have that Valley group come decorate for me.
Right. Sarah Maberly is head of set, deck, and all that production stuff. And they just knocked it out of the park for that party, right?
So good. So good. Beautiful. Beautifully done.
Like Jada said, it felt angled in there. I understand why she said that.
Absolutely.
It was given.
Absolutely. It was so good. The Tangled, it totally looked like Tangled, which was perfect. And so fun. And it was a great 17, it was a great look for a 17 birthday party. So, Chloe, like, is that a party you'd want to go to?
Probably, but at the same time, I understand the awkwardness in the beginning. Right. Personally, I don't know if I would want to dance with a guy. I've done that before in the past. Didn't go over well for me. So, I would go to it. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of partner dances, so I said, oh, we're gonna do more group dances. I liked that, get everyone included, getting it going, you know. Oliver really stepped up to the plate for Allie. He did a great job saying, don't worry, I'll get started for you and stuff. He did great job there. It was so cute when Allie went up there and started dancing with him. I liked that. But it was good. It was really, really good. Just even the way it was shot in the air, just everything perfectly like editing spot on.
I thought the group dancing was great. It's very realistic for team dances often end up group dancing. And so it's just a lot more fun too, right? Like you want to dance with all your friends, and the Charleston lends itself to that, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I loved the party. I please write more stuff like this.
I know. Yeah. So cute. Say that one more time.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see this in future episodes. I liked the group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Said in the comments, the adults were secretly, it was Saray. The adults were secretly jealous that they didn't think of it. Yeah, that's fair.
Right. And then Jamie said my 14-year-old daughter fell in love a bit with Oliver when he started dancing for Allie. Like, right? That's just so sweet.
It's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, so excited. I did not mean to hit that coaster that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sandwick said, I love the balloons floating when they were dancing. They were kicking around the balloons. Very fun. It's so fun. And if you've ever had to help with parties or whatever, it's a cheap way to bring a lot of interaction and color to a party. And I love the just kicking around the balloons. So much fun.
Oh, it's so fun. Balloons just elevate a party.
Right.
For sure. And it's such a cheap way to elevate a party as well.
Right.
Love a good balloon arch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did have a big balloon arch there, but did not have them all heliumed, which felt great because you can't just run and get the helium container like you can at the party store now when you're in Hope Valley in 1921. So that was like perfect, right?
Yes.
Yes, they had to use their lungs.
Right.
Hey, I gotta run.
Okay.
I gotta go get Spirit Week stuff prepared for my children. Speaking of balloons and stuff, actually.
Spirit Week. Okay. All right. We'll see you, Casey.
All right.
Bye.
Good night.
If anyone wants to jump in, go ahead and request, and we'll bop you in. So I have to keep my phone here because I cannot see Chloe except for on my phone over here. Chloe, what else did you like about this episode?
This whole episode was so good. Like, since it was directed more towards the teenagers, I mean, the Tiles dancing teens, it was so good. I'm gonna jump over to Angela for a second. And talk about hers because storyline, it was just fantastic. She was doing great, just like elevating her storyline. I love how she talked about, I'm feeling different, feeling a little excluded, which I understand that at this age, it's that weird age gap where you have friends who are younger than you or older than you, and especially parties like in those cases, or like high school proms, dances, whatnot, you can very much feel different and excluded. And I loved how her dad also came storyline as a helper out in some ways, which that was super sweet. I thought, like, that was just real.
Right. And like he starts out just saying, you're not different. You can do anything you want, which is like the supportive dad thing. And it's true, but actually she is different, and it is harder for her because she has to navigate things differently than everybody else. And she was trying to figure it out. And then that he realizes that he wasn't listening to her and that she did need a different path. I thought that was just such a beautiful storyline too.
And that one scene with she did with Aaron, oh my goodness, that was so good. She was like, she confided in her, she's like, I'm feeling different. Like I mean, there's not much to understands me, which I understand that as well. When you're going teenager, it's hard. Life is hard, and you're like, who actually understands what I'm going through right now? Or she was like feeling a little hopeless, I guess is a good word for a little episode, which, I mean, that was kind of sad to see. I was like, no one likes feeling down about themselves.
Right? No, nobody wants to feel like that. And, it was fun when we were in Kansas City because Viv actually talked about Angela's storyline and how close it was to their own heart, right?
Yeah, which I think that was great because, especially that daughter, he understands probably, hopefully, most of the struggles she's going through, especially since she's an actress. Her teenage life is probably a little bit different than most teenagers as well. So there are some struggles that they fed into there. And I think I said this earlier to my parents because I was watching it with them, and I went, there's just something about the scenes with Viv and his daughter.
Right.
They just come to her. It's probably because they're actually family. It's just something just lightens up those scenes so much more. It's just so much more richer with those scenes.
I think also Vienna, who plays Angela, from when she first came on, she is an experienced actress, and she actually has quite a bit of voice acting. Her and Jada both have been in cartoons together, done quite a bit of voice acting together, and she's got lots of other things. But the amount we've seen her grow as an actor since she came on in season 8 has been lovely to watch her grow. And so you get those depths, and I just think that she's to a point where they can pull from that bond as real father-daughter, right?
Definitely. I agree with that. She's definitely raising the bar a lot this season and doing really great.
Right. I actually love that Angela and Allie are friends, and so I kind of hope they figure out a way next season to have Angela around some, because I like those interactions, and then the dad thing. So it's like Nathan and Joseph have this like teenage daughter dad connection, and I really like that connection.
Yeah, it's very good. They definitely should go, well, back a few seasons ago, I think season 9 maybe, or 10, it was like they did the camping trip, and
10
connection and everything. They should definitely do that again, because that was great to see that connection with them, and especially Joseph and Nathan talking about their daughters and trying to figure it out together.
Right.
Really great.
Yeah, and at the end of the dance there too, Minnie was like talking about the dads and how proud they were of their daughters, right?
Yes, definitely. It's just, but also speaking of father-daughter, Allie and Nathan, they had a good scene tonight as well. That little, I guess you could call it a fight scene, maybe.
Yeah, let's talk about that fight scene in 1 second. I'm just going to read one thing here. Ruth Ann says, I did not know Viv and Angela were actually related. Okay, Viv and Vienna. So Viv, who plays Joseph, Vienna, who plays Angela, and Cooper, who is played by her brother.
I'm blanking on his name.
I'm blanking on his name right now.
Eliza.
Those are Viv's real kids. So Cooper and Angela are played by Viv's real kids. So which is wonderful. And Elias, on his face, has a heart-shaped birthmark. If you see a close shot of that, he actually has a birthmark that is heart-shaped. So right at his eye, it's like just for the show. Okay, so so with that, they are real life father and kids. So Natasha, who plays Minnie, is the one person who's not related in that family. And in fact, Viv talked about this in Kansas City. So like his wife has to be with the kids because when they're underage. I think Vienna is now 18, so she doesn't, but Elias is not, so his wife has to be on set, and then it's like, can she not be there when I have kissing scenes with me? So it's like weird awkwardness that happens at work. So for sure. All right, let's go to the fight scene. And it was, it's a how'd you feel about that, like, teen daughter father disagreement?
I understood it completely, because I've gone through that a few times with my parents. As a teenagers, we tend to put thoughts in our heads, which doesn't always work out very well in our case. We also we don't like when people take things away from us, or we think people are
right,
or we think we're gonna get in trouble for something that we know is probably they were okay with in the beginning. So seeing that happen, I was like, oh, I understand.
right.
Like that has been me before. And she was like, I just didn't want you to like get mad or say no, you know? And then Elizabeth stepping in, she's like, let's make a compromise and everything, you know, let's come together and work this out. That was really great. I mean, she was like, either we were going to fight or we weren't going to fight. But I mean, it was a little disagreement they had and they worked out, but definitely understood that from a teenager's perspective. That was really great to put in there.
Right. You know, and Allie was a little bit defensive, which sometimes that is actually very age appropriate, because it's like you want your plans to work out and you're afraid it's going to get kiboshed, right? And so learning the skills to voice that is actually part of that whole age range. And so I thought it was done really, really well. I think one of my favorite little nuanced things was when Allie said, Elizabeth is even going to teach the dance. And Nathan goes, she is. Crack me up. Right? So, you know, right? It was so funny because he was just like, she is. Elizabeth's going to teach you the dance. Like, spectacular. So I don't know. I'm here for more of those moments where they function more as a family, and it was just really like sweet. Everything doesn't have to be so sweet. It can just be like more about real life and those intimate moments, right?
Definitely, yeah. It was so well done. Yeah, and that was Jada tonight. That was great for her. She did so good tonight.
She knocked it out of the park, man. She was killing it. So in case you guys didn't notice in the credits, Jada was listed right after Kevin Smith. So they've kind of been changing the order of the leads, kind of depending on the episode. But Jada was listed before all the supporting actors, after the leads. That is the first time ever for her. That was a huge jump. And I tweeted that out, and Jada promptly liked it. That was a big deal for her. So that was fun to see. Man, you're cutting out a little bit. Hey, tell us something else, Chloe, so I can get here if you're coming in.
So, well, I wasn't expecting Molly and Jed at all. Was not expecting.
Nobody was expecting that.
I was like, hold on, wait a minute. It's like, come on, no. I want Nathan and Elizabeth. I'm sorry. it's like they're probably gonna be. I was like, their characters probably need something to do. So that's where that came from, as well. So I was like, I never would have expected them to put them together. So I was like, oh, okay, this is a new little twist, especially since both of them wanted to cancel the dance.
Right? They both wanted to cancel. Right. Also, Molly and Jed, I bet you're right. They just needed something for their characters to do.
I mean, we'll see where it's interesting, I will say, because it's been so long since we've seen Molly with the love interest, I guess. I don't remember.
I mean, there was that little Bill thing there for a little bit.
Yeah, that sadly.
Right. But now Bill's gonna have. I mean, Melissa Gilbert's coming on so you know that wasn't happening, right? Yeah, Ruth is like, yeah, they pulled that one out of thin air. Yeah, they did. But sure, great. Molly and Jed, maybe they can smooth out their negative lives. I don't know.
It's probably for Lawrence and Ned's story is where I think that's
right.
Sort of. that it felt that.
Right. I'm looking at my notes to see if we're missing anything else. You know, we got another book reference, so we kind of keep track of the literature things. So the book, I think we hit it a little bit, that Elizabeth brought Angela a book, but she brought her the story of Helen Keller's life. So Helen Keller not only was blind and deaf, and how she connected with her community, learned how to communicate, and it was important for her to get immersed into life. And I thought that was a great book reference for Elizabeth to bring to Angela.
Yeah, especially giving her a little more of a jump start and a little more hope, I guess. Saying, I hope this brings you a little more comfort, she was definitely supporting Angela in a really good way with that book, I think.
Right. I think that was great. Okay, and then I would like to go back to the schoolhouse dance scene for a minute, because something happened in that scene that really just caught my ear at first, and I had to listen to it again. So when they're going through that dance, last season, Nathan let Elizabeth take the lead all season, right? He was just like, your call. I threw that ball into your court in season 8, right? Mm-hmm. And he wanted her to take the lead, right? The whole season.
Mm-hmm.
So there we are, waiting, right? Like the sloth. We're waiting for the sloth the whole season. But when they went to dance and they were chatting, and then I don't know exactly what they said, but at one point then Nathan says, and I'll take the lead, or something like that. And I'm like, did we just throw the ball back to Nathan?
I think they did.
Okay, right. So, he planned that date last week, right? And he physically said, and I'll take the lead. So it just makes me go, okay, is that what we're doing? Are we tossing the ball back?
Oh, I could go for
all right, that. You guys rewatch that scene again and stop looking at how pretty they're dancing and listen to what they actually say. Right?
Yeah.
To say, is Nathan actually taking the lead? And how will that look if he's taking the lead back? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, somebody asked here, did we like pigtails? What do you think about pigtails, Chloe?
I am not a fan of Earl Wyatt.
There's that.
Sure. Especially he's working at the saloon. Is that what I saw? It's like, I mean, giving her a pet name already, I already see it going. I see it going in a bad direction, but who knows? I could be wrong, completely wrong. But the moment you have a pet name, I think it goes down the drain. Especially pigtails. Oh, he could have picked a better name. Allie was smitten them, so
yeah.
Seems to
I think it feels condescending.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't really like it. I know there's much not to like about him this season, but knowing his history and his past and how his uncle, dad were, I'm like, no, you can go back to Oliver. Yeah, Oliver.
Right.
I'm with. What's the nickname people have come up for them? For Allie and Oliver.
Oh yeah, Aaron tweeted. First of all, if Aaron Krakow is tweeting out your relationship name, it's hashtag Aliver, ALLIVER, Aliver. If Aaron Krakow's giving you a relationship name, I feel like Earl Wyatt doesn't have a chance.
No, definitely not. I don't know. There's just something about him that's just not giving off the good vibe at all.
It's not giving off good vibrations. Yep, this is not a Beach Boy song.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't really know why Earl Wyatt came back to Hope Valley. He just says he was looking for a job and he can ride the rails. It seems very, very transient.
Yeah, definitely very. I don't know, especially since the last time we saw him, he was just kind of a hot mess. So, you know, so you never know, especially now that he's older and he has freedom as a teenager, which that doesn't always go over well.
Yeah. Sindish or whatever says he brought the coin. Like, did he bring the coin? And so then he gave it to Jed somehow. I mean, there's like, then does that make his uncle and his dad involved in the? Does that make them involved in the original 1907 robbery as an insider deal? Did they rob that as an insider move in 1907? I'm throwing it out there, right?
Yeah, who knows? But the weird thing is, well, he's not that weird, but we haven't seen his dad with him yet, and he said, "Oh, I'm with my dad," when he rode in on that little motorcycle. So it's like, where's your dad then? What is Hope Valley right now? Oh, he could be with Edie, honestly.
Right? Honestly, right?
You never.
Yeah. Okay. You never know. Hey, C. Webb pointed out that Allie and Oliver were matching tonight. You know, it's like Elizabeth and Nathan were always matching. Black and white outfits for the dance. Like also Allie's wardrobe. You know, she's got all those purples and tans and greens and yeah, and it all matches Elizabeth's wardrobe. So you know, yeah. I think he probably will had heard the story of the robbery from his uncle. Sure, there's always that. I don't know. We'll see how this all gets pulled together. Yeah. Next week, it looks like we're going on adventure because 007 Nathan Grant is apparently showing up next week, right?
Yeah, that's going to be great. I can't wait for that.
I know. So let's talk about that just a little bit. That's next week's episode. So who else was involved in that clip besides Nathan?
Rosemary and Bill were there. We saw Fiona come back. Something with Lucas. I mean, I briefly looked at the promo. Since Fiona's back, since those promo pictures, there might be someone new coming in next week. I think, maybe. I'm very interested in 007 because that looked wildly fantastic on Kevin.
Yeah.
Like, spectacular.
Yes. Plus, that looks like a real something fun. So once again, something fun, something new, something fresh, different, right?
So good.
So good.
Perfect season to jump into storylines.
I love that just the interesting Bill, Rosemary, Nathan scenes. Like, we'll take some more of those, right?
They're so together too. They have some. They just work really well together. They did last season too, but I can't wait to see that, how they work all this stuff out.
Right. Like today, apparently Rosemary and Bill just come over and sit at Nathan's row house while he gets ready for work. That would kind of crack me up. They're just sitting in his living room while he's getting ready to go to work.
He's like, I'll let you. We all know.
I'll just finish getting dressed.
Yeah. Just there. So good.
Right? So, and apparently they're going to help him dress next week, right?
Yes. And then he's going undercover. Elizabeth undercover too, then with him? We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, they're really promoting that for the next episode, 6. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, like, Nathan's by himself, you know, like, what do we get? Also, where's he going undercover?
I know. Who knows? They did.
And what is he doing?
I can't wait to find out.
Why does he need a tux? Like, I have a lot of questions, right?
I think it has something to do with the gold coin, though, for some reason. But at the same time, it could be something else.
So Swing My Heart podcast, Nicole is asking, have episode 5 press pics been released? I can't remember. They were a snore. I'm just going to say that promo is way more interesting than than the press picks. But I think here, let me look. I can quick look. I think I'll hop on the press site. We probably only put up Kevin or things that relate that way. But here, I'm pulling them up. Yeah, we've got picks for 5. There aren't very many. There's certainly no 007 anything. But we see the back of Kayla's head. And then there's also a picture with Tiara Scovey. And she's never been on When Calls Heart before. So there's your new person is coming town, and she's with Fiona.
Mm-hmm.
So Fiona's sitting in the car, and Tiara Scovey is outside of it. And there's another one where she's sitting in the saloon, clearly with a menu. So those are the press picks for next week. So
yeah, not that many, but who knows?
There's not many. There's only 15 total, and like episode 2 had episode 1 had a crazy amount because you always get those like schoolhouse photos that they use for press stuff. But like 15 is not very many. Episode 2 had 25. Episode 3 I think had 34. So I don't know, a lot more than 15. So I don't know. But episode 3 didn't have anything from the ride either, or the date. So they're not giving stuff away, that's for sure. But
Fiona leave for her sister, I think, was it, or like a friend? I know she brings a friend with her.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I don't know. Well, we'll
figure out.
We'll find out what is happening there. So fun fact: Tiara Scovey's sister was on When Calls Heart, though, and she played Becky. Abigail's adopted daughter, Cody and Becky. She played Becky, Abigail's daughter. So we'll just keep bringing in more Scovies. And she was on the series Ride. She was the lead on Ride. So swinging by.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the Way Home crossover where they come out of the pond. So.
Oh. Guys, let's get that going.
There's a sneak peek that answers that a bit. Nothing with Nathan and Elizabeth in next week's pictures. There is one. I shouldn't have closed that out. I think I'll tell you. We have them posted on our. If it's got Nathan in it, we for sure have it posted. There's very few. It's kind of Nathan and Elizabeth kind of walking. She's hanging. They're strolling. She's got the arm in his shoulder. He's got the surge on.
Yeah.
There's that one. There's one where Nathan looks like it's the back of 2 women's heads, and if I were to guess based on the barrette placement, one is Elizabeth and one is Tiara Scovey.
Okay.
And that's how we got him, Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was trying to see if the other one was actually Fiona, but it does not look like that, because we won't want to put Kayla and Kevin in the same scene. They very rarely get a scene together. It doesn't happen very often. No. Poor guy. It'll be fine. So there was that. So that was like the preview for next week, and then they usually release a sneak peek, and I did not see what that was. It must give us more with who's the creepy heiress. Okay, Simply Stories. That they must have gone with them. She's giving Billy Hamilton vibes. Oh, that's not good. Although, can Billy Hamilton come back? Because Andrew Walker. Yeah, let's bring Andrew Walker back, and he can be the skunk again. Yeah. Because come on, Andrew Walker, Hallmark icon, right?
Fashion, everything.
Yeah, Nicole. Crossover with The Way Home. They were joking about that in Kansas City, and then Kevin's like, "Well, we got a pond. Well, it's more of a swamp. It's not that nice." And then they were like, "Yeah, ours isn't either." So
No.
was kind of funny.
Yeah.
My husband with his sass gave they could always show up at the hot tubs. I mean the hot springs. Which is true. They could come out of the hot springs.
We have those things like left the existence of Hope Valley after that storyline was done, I think. We haven't seen those in a while.
Right? Liz is like, this would be hilarious. Info or IMEPHO is going, she seems like an Elizabeth wannabe. So they must I gotta watch that preview. And Elizabeth wannabe gives a weird vibe. I'm just gonna say that.
I don't think anyone could match her personality, honestly.
No. And once again, then that's another character I have no idea how long they'll be there for. Like, I'm feeling like Edie Stan. Is everybody else feeling like Edie Stan?
I think I think so. Well, for the time being right now. I mean, I like her and Lucas' storyline though.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like she's staying. I don't know about Earl Wyatt. I don't know about Fiona. And I don't know about the new gal. Okay.
Yeah.
Lucy's over here going, imagine Kevin on Dancing with the Stars. Yes, let's make that happen.
Sure.
We can, like, as a group, we can, like, drive for votes for that.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Edie feels like she's going to stay. I think so, too, Ashley. Lucas with the ranch hand was fun. Lucas needs more dimension to his character, so that needed to happen. Those scenes needed to happen, right?
Oh, yeah. He was having fun for once. I mean, we haven't seen him like that in a while.
Ever?
So
like, I know. Yeah. The whole cast on Dancing with the Stars. Well, I don't know that all of them can dance, but Kevin and Aaron both certainly can dance.
Definitely. That'd be fun,
Right.
though.
Yeah. Ben can dance. Ben also has trained musical theater too, lots of musical theater background. Kayla was a trained dancer. So there's always that. Jamie's like, this was my favorite Lucas so far. Right, they've done a lot to give Lucas some personality. Elizabeth Stewart, one of the writers, said on our podcast that Lucas had become very sanitized, and I had always said he'd become very flat or a caricature of his character, and they're giving him some depth back, and it's just way more interesting to watch.
Oh yeah, his storyline definitely growing this season, especially with Gideon.
Yeah,
well, her character, I think she's giving him that little spark back a little bit.
Right.
I think.
Yes, for sure. I want to see him like lose his words or, get frustrated with her, because he was just always too smooth with Elizabeth. That always kind of gave the like, no, right?
That kind of got annoying at some time. That got annoying a little.
Yeah, it got really, really annoying. So I think I'm just gonna like restate, like you were saying, like it seems so fresh, right?
Definitely. Especially now that kids are older, I think, and they can use them for different storylines. I think that's also helping as well.
Right. So the multi-generational storylines really helps bring a lot of range to the story writing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then next week, like, I'm excited for like 007 Nathan and the things that we're seeing, new characters, Fiona to be back, right? Like Casey was saying, it's like, she was like, I finally look forward to episodes again, right?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I've always looked forward to episodes, but I feel like this season's just like keeping me on my toes. Like it's there. It's like it's a good hook right now.
Right. There's a hook every week.
Yeah.
It's like they're killing it. No, the rating is so good, and you're excited to see what's next for everybody, right?
I know. So excited. Especially the storylines, just top tier. Like they're so good.
Right. So good. Okay. Well, I was thinking we might seal this up and finish this out. Do you have anything else you want to say, Chloe, or anybody in the comments? I'm seeing favorite season so far.
Yes, I can agree with that.
Yeah, 007 Nathan's gonna be hot. Yes.
Mhm.
Like, come on, put the man in a, yeah. Like, they know what they're doing. I mean, there's a reason they're throwing him in a tux, right? Like,
Yes.
right. But it gives him another reason to have him out of his surge too, right?
Yes. A great reason too.
Right. So, okay, all right. So I think we'll finish this up and same thing next week. We'll be on after, and Sarah shouldn't be just falling off of an airplane. Like, she literally just like Sarah, what are you doing here? She got home with her kids and traveled by herself with her kids. So it's like great to have you here. This was a lot of fun. We'll see you next week, and I'm excited for next week. How about you?
I'm so excited. So excited.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. And yeah, yes, thank you for joining. We'll see everybody next week.
Bye.
Bye.